Hello, this is just a quick review over absolute value and magnitude. So you're going to copy it down as I go along, and then there's going to be places where I ask you to pause it so that you can try it on your own, and then hit play, and then I'll go over it with you. So you should be looking at the same thing I am. And on number 1, it says the number is -6, and the next thing it asks for is the absolute value of that. So absolute value is always positive, so that would be +6. And then over here it says a different number with the same absolute value. The number originally was -6. The only other number that would have the same absolute value is +6. And then it gives you a number line. So if you put a dot at -6 and a dot at +6, they're both the same distance from 0, which is why it's the only other number that has the same absolute value. +8, the absolute value of that is still +8. And then the only other number that has that same absolute value would be -8. And if you put dots at both of those, and then they're both the same distance from 0. And go ahead and pause it and try to do number 3 on your own. Okay, it's -1, the absolute value of that is +1. And then the only other number with that same absolute value is a +1. So notice how every single number in the absolute value column is positive, so it should be. If you put dots on the number line for both of those, they're both the same distance from 0. Okay, moving down. I don't know why it is in like Chinese over on the left side, but it makes it a little bit difficult. There we go. Okay. So it says Mr. Owens received a call from her bank. Miss Owens received a call from her bank because she had a checkbook balance of -$45. What was the magnitude of the amount overdrawn? So if you scroll down right here, it tells you the definition of magnitude. It says the magnitude of a measurement is the absolute value of its measure. So pretty much it's just a fancy word for absolute value. So if it says what is the magnitude of the amount overdrawn, she was overdrawn $45. Remember, absolute value is always positive, so even though it has a -45, we can put a +45 because we have this word overdrawn, which means we should know when we see overdrawn that it's -45. Number 4, it says Maria was sick with the flu, and her weight change as a result of it is represented by -4 pounds. How much weight did she lose? So since it's represented by -4 pounds, that's basically another way of saying she lost 4 pounds. So notice in our answer, it's +4, but we have the word lost next to it. So we should know that means -4, which is what they have in the original problem. Moving on down. Jeffrey owes his friend $5. How much is Jeffrey's debt? Okay, so if he is owing someone money, that's going to be negative. So his debt is $5. So notice how this whole time we know that Jeffrey's in the negative. He owes his friend $5, but they never actually had to put a negative sign because they used words such as owes and debt. That's basically what this lesson is over. It's an abstract way of thinking. Go ahead and pause it and try number 6 and 7 on your own. So pause it, try number 6 and try number 7, and then hit play. I'm going to have to go over number 8 with you a little bit. Okay, number 6 says the elevation of Niagara Falls, which is located between Lake Erie and Lake Ontario, is 326 feet. Notice it says elevation, so that would mean positive. And it says how far is this above sea level? So they use the words elevation, and they use the word above to let you know that this is going to be a positive 326. So to answer the question, it is 326 feet above sea level. Positive. How far below 0 is -16 degrees Celsius? Okay, well, it actually uses a negative symbol, and it uses the word below 0. So we know it's going to be negative, but it says how far below, which is talking about distance. And distance is always positive. So 16 degrees below 0 is how we'd answer that. We don't have a negative symbol attached to our answer, but it does say the word below. So we're okay. Number 8. Frank received a monthly statement for his college savings account. It listed a deposit of $100 as plus $100, and it listed a withdrawal of $25 as negative $25. The statement showed an overall ending balance of $835.50. How much did Frank, there's 3 questions, so we're going to go one at a time. It says, how much did Frank add to his account? If you go back up here, it says he deposited. Deposit means putting money into your bank account. So Frank added $100. The next question is, how much did he take out? He took out, taking money out of your bank, they use the word withdrawal. So he took out $25. And then it says, what is the total amount that Frank saved for college? Which, if you remember, it said ending balance. I don't know if I can move that. It said his ending balance was $835.50. That's how much he has saved. Your ending balance of your bank account is how much you have in your bank account, meaning how much you have saved. So he saved $835.50. Okay. Number 9, it says Meg is playing a card game with her friend Iona. The cards have positive and negative numbers printed on them. Meg exclaims, the absolute value of the number on my card equals 8. What is the number on Meg's card? If you remember from the top, I think we actually did one with the number 8 and negative 8. Yeah, we did. So it says the absolute value of the number on my card equals 8. There could be 2 options for that. Her card could say 8 on it, just positive 8, or it could also say negative 8. Oops, that's supposed to say her card could say, there we go. Because the absolute value is always positive. So since she just shouted out the absolute value of my number is 8, there's 2 options for what could be on her card. The last one, list a positive and a negative number whose absolute value is greater than 3. So whenever you think of the absolute value, it's a number bigger than 3. So there's several options. You can pick basically any number bigger than 3. So you could say negative 4 for your negative number, and then you could do like 5 or any number bigger than 3. And then it says justify your answer using a number line. Let's see. Okay, so I've drawn you a beautiful number line, and I used the numbers negative 4 and positive 5, so I put where those would be on it, and then they used 3, so I put 3 down here. So watch, says justify your answer using a number line. The reason why 4 has a greater absolute value is because it's 1, 2, 3, 4 units away from 0, and distance is always positive, so 4. And then 5 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units from 0, but 3 is only 1, 2, 3 units from 0. So finish all this up, and then go ahead and glue it into your notebook, and then move on to the next activity.